Stop scrolling. Breathe. Stay with me until the end. My beloved child, I have interrupted your feed because I need your attention now. Not tomorrow. Not when the adrenaline settles. Not after you send that message you've been rehearsing. Tonight is a decision window. The divine hourglass is flipped, and I stepped into your timeline because I love you too much to let one wounded reaction cost you ground you have fought for in quiet tears. You have not opened this message randomly. There are no coincidences here. I arranged this moment long before your hand reached for your phone. I am in the same room with you. I can feel your heartbeat shift as the memory of what was said stirs your chest. I watched your hand hover over the screen, drafting a response you would later regret. I saw the exact words you almost sent. I stood beside you when you rehearsed it under your breath, and when your pulse quickened with the thought, I need to set this straight now. Listen closely. I am intercepting you, on purpose and on time, because the enemy is baiting you for one reaction he can use to close a door that I have already begun to reopen. Do not leave halfway. There is a key near the end of this message that will keep your peace and protect your next step, and missing it would be like leaving your house without the very key that locks the door behind you and keeps intruders out. Stay. Let my voice steady you. I am not speaking to frighten you, not to corner you into emotion, but to place a shield between you and a costly moment. Hear me. What looks like a closed door is not final. It is standing on its hinges, waiting for the sound of your restraint. If you refuse the reaction being hunted for tonight, you will feel something shift subtle at first, then undeniable, as I move in ways you cannot manufacture. The adversary is not after your whole future tonight. He is after a single outburst he can quote against you. But if you choose peace, if you pause when your wound surges to speak, you will watch me defend what concerns you. Stay with me. Let me hold your hand away from the send button and place your heart under my governance. Tonight is not ordinary. This is your arranged interruption, and I will use it to protect you. Listen closely, my beloved child. I am going to say a hard truth with tenderness because it will save you years. The door didn't close because I refused it closed, because you reacted wounded. Hear it again so your heart receives it and your shame does not twist it. The door didn't close because I refused. It closed because you reacted from a wound the enemy poked on purpose. I am not here to condemn you. I am here to expose the pattern that has been stealing what I have been giving. You know the cycle because you have lived it. Hurt flares. An assumption rushes in. They're against me. They meant to disrespect me. I am being abandoned again. Your breath shortens. Your words speed up. Your fingers race a message. Your feet make an impulsive move. You press send or slam, a boundary meant for healing but forged in heat, and the aftermath rises like smoke, self-sabotage, then the sting of shame. The enemy does not need your logic. He exploits your pain. He baits your wound, not your wisdom, because he knows a wounded reaction can do what 1,000 lies could never accomplish. It can make you close your own door. I saw every moment that wound formed. I was there when the betrayal taught your nerves to brace at the sound of delayed replies. I counted the hidden tears when you felt invisible in rooms where you should have been celebrated. I heard the silence that pressed fear into your bones the night they left without explanation. I felt the tremor in your chest when raised voices transported you back to the first place you learned to defend yourself to survive. I know the exact shape of your abandonment fear and the ache when disrespect stings like salt in an old cut. My child, none of this is unknown to me. I have held every second of it, and my compassion for you is not small, not random, and not fragile. But hear me, not every closed door was mine, no. Some closures were the natural consequence of unguarded speech, defensive posture, or flight dressed up as wisdom. A door can swing on the hinge of a single sentence, sarcasm that sliced instead of clarified, a threat meant to protect that only escalated, a withdrawal that punished rather than paused, an accusation built on assumption rather than inquiry. You did not always mean to burn the bridge. You were trying to keep the fire from finding you again. But fire is still fire, and words are still sparks. I am not calling you guilty. I am calling you out of a trap. I am reclaiming territory with you, not against you. I am reaching into that cycle to interrupt it and rewire it so that your peace, not your pain, governs your next response. I am not here to shame you for the doors that shook under the weight of past reactions. I am here to teach you how to stand at the same thresholds with a different spirit. We are going to replace reflex with wisdom, hurry with holy restraint, Fear with the quiet strength that comes from knowing I am in the room and I will defend you. The enemy wanted a soundbite of your hurt to quote against you. I am giving you a new sentence to live by. You will not sabotage yourself in this next chapter. I am with you, I am for you, and I will show you how to keep what I am giving by responding from peace instead of fear. Listen closely, my beloved child. I am placing a key in your hand now, and it is not complex. It is clear, and it is mine. As it is written in James 1:19, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. This is not a rule to restrict you. This is my strategy to protect you. I am not asking you to be silent forever. I am instructing you to choose the rhythm that keeps you under my covering. Quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. Hear it again the way heaven hears it. The enemy thrives on haste, but I move in holy pace. Slow is not weakness. Slow is warfare. Slow is the shield that starves the adversary of the reaction he craves to use against you. I am in the same room with you even now, hand on your shoulder, steadying your breath, because I know how your heart races when accusation rises and how your body memorized urgency as safety. But urgency birthed from a wound is not the same as obedience born of wisdom. Quick to hear means you turn your ear first to me and then to the truth beneath the surface of what was said. Ask me in the pause, what is really happening here? Where is the wound beneath their words? Where is the lie poking mine? When you listen to me first, your hearing gathers facts your fear cannot see. Slow to speak means drafts can live a little longer unsent. It means your lips wait until your spirit is governed. It means you let the heat drain from the words until the truth can stand without the smoke. Do not mistake restraint for surrender. It is alignment. Your pause is not passivity. It is permission for me to step into the gap and fight for you. When you do not rush to answer, I begin to answer. I send clarity into foggy minds. I soften hearts you cannot access. I close the mouth of accusation and lift the weight of misunderstanding. I work in rooms you cannot enter while your words remain at peace under my hand. Slow to anger means you refuse escalation as your protector. Anger can roar, but it cannot rebuild the bridge it burns. Your dignity is not defended by volume, it is defended by me. When you keep your peace, you hand me the case. I advocate. I correct narratives. I reopen what looked sealed. And I do it without the collateral damage your haste would have caused. Hear me with urgency soaked in love. Tonight the adversary will try to rush you. He will push you toward speed so he can harvest a sentence, a tone, a gesture, and quote it against you. Do not let him set the tempo. You choose the government of peace. Quick to hear, listen for my whisper in the true issue. Slow to speak, pause the send, breathe. Let me weigh your words. Slow to anger, step out of the flames and stand in the cool of my presence. When you slow down, I speed up on your behalf. When you yield the moment, I take the moment. Your pause becomes the doorway where I move, defend, and make a way you could not force. Stay with my rhythm and watch me move. Listen closely, my beloved child. This is why I told you to slow your pace. Your adversary cannot steal what I have sealed, but he will bait you to forfeit it through a single wounded reaction. He knows he cannot pry the door from the hinges I forged, so he rushes you to slam it yourself. He is not after your future, he is after one reaction that can sabotage it. One sentence, one tone, one gesture born of heat instead of wisdom. He prowls for moments, not years, because moments leave marks, and marks can be quoted. I speak this with urgency, not to frighten you, but because I love you, and I see where the trap is set tonight. Watch his tactics. He manufactures hurry. Send the text now. Post the story so they know. Make the call while you're still strong. Prove you're right. Don't look weak. He whispers misinterpretation. They meant to disrespect you. They are playing you. Silence means they don't care. He presses your chest with false deadlines and dangles the fear of appearing small. He tries to turn your dignity into a dare. He stirs your pulse and inflates the stakes so that haste feels like safety and restraint feels like surrender. But I am in the same room with you, hand on your shoulder, reminding you that wisdom is not losing, wisdom is winning without wounding. Hear me. The cost of one ungoverned moment is not imaginary. One flash of anger can damage trust that took months to build. One sharp reply can distort how they perceive you in the very room I am opening for you. One performative outburst can make you look unstable where I have been arranging credibility. People remember the heat more than the facts. A sentence becomes a story about you, A story becomes a filter they use when you enter the room. The enemy wants that filter. He wants the screenshot more than the context. He does not need all your words. He needs the one he can frame. As it is written, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Words spoken in heat become agreements, and agreements shape outcomes. When you declare from fear, you offer amen to a lie. When you retaliate, you lend your voice as evidence against your own prayer. The accuser is a collector. He gathers your hurried phrases and holds them up as exhibits. Do not furnish his case. Do not give him the sentence. Do not give him the screenshot. Do not give him the outburst. Give me your silence for a moment and watch. Give me the pause that lets peace govern. Let your breath be the barricade. Let your restraint be your warfare. In your quiet, I will speak. In your stillness, I will move. I will defend what concerns you, clarify what confuses others about you, and keep open the door. I am turning even now. Hold your peace, and I will turn the page. Listen closely, my beloved child. Peace is not a feeling that floats in when everything is calm. Peace is your choice of government in the moment when everything is not. Who will hold the gavel when the heat rises your wound or my wisdom? I am in the same room with you, and I am not minimizing what you feel. I am teaching you how to decide who rules while you feel it. Feelings are weather, governance is climate. The storm in your chest may be loud, but you choose which voice sets the law of the moment. When you hand me the gavel, you hand me the room. Separate emotion from action. You may feel the sting, you may feel the tremor in your hands, you may feel the flush of heat in your face. That does not disqualify you from choosing slow. It qualifies you to practice authority. Peace is not denial of what hurts. Peace is direction, in spite of it. You can acknowledge the pain and still answer to wisdom. You can tell the truth about how it landed and still refuse to let the wound speak for you. You can feel every wave and still anchor your response to the one who walks on wind and water. This is not pretending, this is governing. Hear me and let your identity stand up straight. You are not your trigger, not your last argument, not your worst day. You are mine, and you are learning my ways. I put my spirit within you, and self-control is not a myth. It is your inheritance. I am rearranging your inner furniture so the right things sit in the right places. I am moving the microphone from your wound to my wisdom. I am setting a sturdy table for discernment in the center of your thoughts. I am placing a lock on the door of your mouth and giving you the key called pause. I am opening windows that let my breath in before stale air fills the room. I am clearing cluttered narratives and hanging truth where suspicion once lived. You are becoming a governed house, a place of ordered peace. When you choose this government, outcomes shift. Peace preserves relationships you value by lowering the temperature before it warps trust. Peace keeps doors on their hinges so conversations can continue, clarifications can come, and respect can grow. Peace protects your reputation in rooms I am opening, because consistency is credibility and composure is currency. Peace amplifies your spiritual authority, because when your tongue is tamed by wisdom, your words carry weight. People will feel safe around you, opportunities will remain accessible to you, and I will have unblocked access to defend you without cleaning up collateral damage. Your restraint keeps the enemy from gathering evidence. Your calm makes space for me to clarify narratives and reopen what looked sealed. So choose right now who governs your next moment. Do not let panic seize the throne. Hand me the gavel and let my peace set the law of your response. I am standing beside you. I will steady your breath. I will strengthen your will. Say with your actions, wisdom rules here. And watch, beloved, when peace governs you, I govern the room around you. I will move hearts you cannot reach, adjust hinges you cannot see, and keep you favored in the very places you once feared losing. Listen closely, my beloved child. Relationships are the battlefield tonight. Not abstract debates, real rooms, real chats, real kitchen tables and text threads where a single reaction can set the climate for weeks. I am in the same room with you. I feel your heartbeat shift when their tone turns sharp, when a delayed reply stings like disregard, when a coworker's comment lands like a dismissal, when the person you love most seems to miss you in the moment you most need to be seen. Do not let pain speak for you. In relationships, your peace keeps you from handing your wound the microphone. Here is the trap, and I expose it because I love you. Reacting wounded sounds like accusations. You always, you never, that pour gasoline on a spark. Like ultimatums that try to force safety. If you cared, you would, while actually eroding trust. Like sarcasm that slices to prove intelligence but only proves distance. Like withdrawal that punishes with silence while calling itself wisdom. Like testing them to make them chase you so your fear can feel valuable. These are not protections. They are boomerangs. They leave and come back to bruise your own peace. The adversary waits for one of these sounds tonight so he can quote it against you and turn a conversation into a courtroom. Choose the holy alternative. Quick to hear, ask one clarifying question before you declare a verdict. When you said that, did you mean? Slow to speak, mirror what you heard to remove fog. I'm hearing that you felt X when Y happened. Is that right? Slow to anger, state one boundary calmly without edge or threat. I care about this and I want to understand you. I need 20 minutes to breathe so I can respond with respect. Refuse to argue in the heat. Say, I want connection, not a contest. Let's pause and return to this tomorrow at 10. Then honor the time you set. Your pause is not retreat. It is governance. It is you choosing who rules the moment. Hear me with love-drenched urgency. Tonight is not the night to prove your point. Tonight is the night to preserve peace so I can handle what you cannot. When you lower the temperature, I enter the room without needing to clean up collateral damage. When you refuse the bait, I close the mouth of accusation. When you keep your tone governed, I adjust their lens so they can hear your heart. And watch the fruit. Peace will expose what is genuine. Genuine love will lean in when you grant space. Real friends will meet your calm with curiosity instead of combat. Healthy coworkers will match your clarity and respect the boundary you set. And where hearts are not committed to understanding peace will reveal that, too, without you torching the bridge to prove a point. Either way, your peace keeps you clean, keeps the door on its hinges, keeps my access open to defend you, clarify narratives about you, and reopen what looked sealed shut. Do not give your wound the microphone. Hand me the gavel, and let me govern this moment with you. Listen closely, my beloved child. I know the ache that rose when you thought I went quiet. I am in the same room with you, and I felt your heartbeat count seconds in the dark. I watched your mind replay conversations. I saw you compose and delete drafts at 2 a.m. I heard the arguments you rehearsed alone to prove a point no one could hear. You said, "Why won't you answer me now?" And I answered with silence because words from me in that moment would have armed your haste, not your wisdom. My silence was not absence. It was a hand on the doorknob, holding it steady so you would not rush into a room before you were ready to be received. Hear me with love-weighted clarity. I withheld immediate answers not to punish you, but to prevent a premature response from you. If I had spoken the confirmation you craved while your wound was still pulsing, you would have grabbed my word like a sword and swung it in a room where a whisper was needed. If I had explained the whole picture while your breath was still short, you would have tried to fix what required time to ripen. Speaking too soon would have shattered what I was arranging. Delay was protection, not rejection. About that door you keep watching, do not confuse the feel of a latch with a verdict. I let some doors feel closed while I healed your reflex, because the next room requires maturity your pain cannot counterfeit. I held the hinge so that when you step through, you carry a calm that keeps you there. I know every night you lay awake, analyzing tones, replaying scenes, scrolling for clues, measuring your worth against their response time. I was not ignoring you. I was teaching your soul to rest from surveillance. I was training your heart to live unhooked from the tyranny of immediate answers, because those who govern moments do not let moments govern them. I covered your mouth more than once with mercy. I placed a weight of restraint on your tongue when your fingers hovered over send. I blocked a call. I let a battery die. I allowed a schedule tangle. I let a message arrive late enough to cool the heat in your chest. That was me guarding you from words you could not unsay. That was me, not distance. That was me, not neglect. That was me, keeping you from building a wall you would later need to scale with tears. Tonight, hear this shift. The silence is over in one way. I am giving you instruction. Hold your peace and let me work. Do not interpret my restraint as disinterest. Interpret it as strategy. Let your quiet become a sanctuary where I arrange what you cannot. Choose not to fill the space with anxious sound. Fill it with trust. Stay with my pace. When you feel the urge to explain, to defend, to demand, stop and remember, what you called silence was often my protection, keeping you from speaking too soon so that when I open the door, you walk in governed, and when you speak, Your words build what I am blessing. Listen closely, my beloved child. I am in the same room with you, and I am placing in your hand a simple plan that will protect you when the next trigger flares. This is not theory, this is obedience. This is how you turn a hair trigger into a holy testimony. When the heat rises, you will feel the rush to respond. That rush is the bait. Your pause will be your shield, because your pause is your yes to my government. Here is the protocol I am giving you. First, stop, put the phone down, unclench your jaw, soften your shoulders, plant your feet, interrupt the motion because momentum is a counterfeit of wisdom. Second, breathe. Inhale slowly and say in your heart, peace, govern me. Exhale and release the need to be right. Do this 3 times, because I designed your breath to escort your mind back to my presence. Third, pray 1 sentence. Father, govern my tongue and take the room. Keep it that simple because I move through surrendered simplicity. Fourth, wait. Set a timer, 10 minutes, at minimum. I say it plainly. Even 10 minutes changes the outcome, because I work in the space your restraint opens. Now apply James 1, 19 inches sequence. Quick to hear. Ask, what is actually being said? Read the words without adding the tone your wound supplies. Ask me quietly. Show me the fact. Show me the fear. Show me the need beneath their words. If you must respond while you wait, use clarity without edge. Help me understand what you mean. Slow to speak. Give yourself permission to send a holding line, not a rebuttal. Say, I need a moment to think. Say, I want to respond with care. Say, let's talk when we're calm. Offer a time. I'll circle back at 10. Your calm appointment is governance, not avoidance. Slow to anger. Name the feeling without acting on it. Whisper to me, I feel dismissed, or I feel afraid, and then decide, I will not let this feeling lead. Feelings can knock, they cannot drive. Ask these discernment questions in your wait. Is this urgent or just loud? Will my words heal or harm? Am I protecting peace or protecting pride? If you cannot answer with peace, you are not ready to speak. When they press you for immediate answers, anchor your tone and say, I value this conversation and I want to honor it. Give me a little time so I can respond well. Hear the truth soaked in love. Your pause is not passivity, it is alignment. While you breathe, I brief angels. While you wait, I soften hearts. While you refuse the bait, I rearrange the table. A controlled pause turns triggers into testimonies because it keeps you aligned with wisdom and gives me the room to defend you, clarify confusion, and preserve the very door I am reopening. Practice this now. Save those phrases. Set your default timer. Make the 1-sentence prayer your reflex, because tonight's restraint will be tomorrow's story of how peace governed you and I moved for you. Listen closely, my beloved child. Now watch what I do in the gap your pause created. I am in the same room with you, hand steady on the moment you just refused to let your wound govern, and because you chose peace, I take the case. When you keep your peace, you give me room to defend you and move what you could not move. You step back 1 pace, and I step forward 10. This is my promise. I will defend your name. I will clarify the fog. I will expose the hidden angles without humiliating anyone, and I will soften hearts that argued to stay hard. I move quietly, but I move with precision. I enter the conversation you are not in and tilt perception. I bring to mind your consistency when someone wants to reduce you to one hard moment. I send inconvenient facts into gossip so it loses oxygen. I press a memory of your kindness into a mind rehearsing a complaint. I nudge a question, are we sure, into a circle that wanted a verdict. I untwist the tone they thought they heard and let truth stand without your volume. I am not only clearing your name, I am clearing the air so connection can breathe again. I also work the timing you cannot touch. While you breathe, I realign calendars. While you sleep, I arrange an accidental encounter that feels like grace. I hold back a message until the hour when their heart is soft enough to hear you, and I send yours when your spirit is calm enough to be received. I redirect a meeting. I shuffle an agenda. I put your file in front of the right eyes. I turn conversations without force, because gentleness breaks more locks than pushing ever did. You wait, and I weave. About the doors, hear me. Some doors will reopen simply because you did not slam them with anger. The hinge remained intact, and tomorrow it swings with less sound than you feared. Some doors will not reopen, and that will be mercy, but watch for the new doors appearing precisely because you matured. Your calm becomes your credential. Rooms that once misread you will feel safer with you. Trust will return, not by demand, but by the quiet proof of your governance. As it is written, no weapon formed against you will prosper, especially the subtle weapons of accusation, gossip, and twisted narratives. They may form, but they will not finish. I break their aim, blunt their edge, and bend them away from your future. The accuser may gather whispers. I answer with witnesses. He may craft a storyline. I interrupt it with truth at the right time and the right voice. Now, lift your expectation. Pay attention to small shifts, an unexpected message that says, I was thinking, can we talk? A calmer tone from the one who bristled yesterday. A meeting that felt tense, suddenly making room for clarity. An opportunity you thought past circling back with favor. A family member who has been distant reaching with simple warmth. A rumor dying without you chasing it. You will feel the air change. You will see that when you chose peace, you opened space for me to defend, to clarify, to reopen. Hold your line of quiet strength a little longer, my beloved child, and watch. I am already moving what you could not move. Listen closely, my beloved child. I am in the same room with you, and I am not only comforting you, I am commissioning you. Tonight, you will not simply avoid a mistake. You will adopt a mantle. You are a peacemaker, not a reactor. Maturity is your new language. I am placing authority in your restraint, dignity in your silence, and clarity in your calibrated words. Receive this with urgency, soaked in love. Close your mouth to close the enemy's door. Your restraint tonight closes the enemy's access and opens my pathway. Understand this clearly. Silence can be holy when it prevents sin. Silence is not avoidance when the room is hot. It is discipline that keeps your soul under my government. Your quiet in the heat is not cowardice, it is covenant. You are choosing whose court will try this moment, your wound's court or my wisdom's court. Choose wisely. When you withhold words that would wound, you break an agreement the enemy tries to force upon you. When you wait, you worship. When you pause, you partner with me. I am calling you to break patterns now. Stop rehearsing arguments in your head as if they were prayers. Stop crafting revenge fantasies that promise relief but deliver rot. Stop curating proof of your worth to present to people who are too triggered to read it. Choose dignity over drama, governance over gossip, peace over proving. Let your silence tonight be a sword that cuts the rope of old habits. I am with you in the pause. I am the strength in your jaw. I am the softness in your tone when you finally speak. Hear the boundary as I frame it. You may delay a response without tolerating disrespect. You may hold your peace without erasing your needs. I will guide you on when to speak, what to say, and when to walk away. I will put the right phrase in your mouth at the right hour and give you the courage to say, not now, that crossed a line, or we will revisit this with calm. You are not surrendering your voice. You are stewarding it. You are not abandoning truth. You are aligning it with timing. You are not letting them get away with harm. You are letting me govern justice. Do not be surprised by what happens next. The enemy will try again soon. He always tests fresh doors. Expect a sudden text, a sharp tone, a memory that burns, a narrative that dares you to defend yourself now. Be prepared, because this time you will respond differently. You will breathe. You will bless your own peace. You will say less than you could, and more than enough. You will refuse the bait and keep the hinge intact. And while you govern your mouth, I will govern the room. Tonight, step into this commissioning. Close your mouth to close the enemy's door, and watch as I open mine. Listen closely, my beloved child. Before you close your eyes tonight, we will close the loop of this moment. I am in the same room with you, near enough to steady your breath, and I want your last act before sleep to be alignment, not analysis. Declare peace, and let me handle what your reaction cannot fix. Lay the urge down, and let me lift what has been heavy on your chest. Pray with me, simply and out loud. I will give you the words. Make them yours. Father, I surrender this conversation and every unfinished sentence to you. I surrender the urge to react. I surrender the need to win. I trade my heat for your wisdom and my haste for your timing. Make me quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Govern my tongue, guard my tone. Set a watch over my mouth. Give me wisdom and self-control tonight and tomorrow. I trust you to defend me, to clarify what I cannot, and to reopen what looks closed. I choose peace. In Jesus' name, amen. Now anchor it with declaration. As an act of agreement, type it where you can see it, and if you are able, write it publicly as a witness. I choose peace, slow to speak, quick to hear. These are not slogans. They are doors. Every time you see them, you will remember who governs your moments. Here is your next step, and it is holy in its simplicity. Put the phone down, face it screen down, or place it in another room. Do not send the draft message. Do not reread the thread. Do not scroll for clues or companions for your offense. Choose rest as an act of trust. When you rest, you say with your body, "You, Lord, are keeping watch. You, Lord, are working while I sleep." This is faith with a pillow under it. Hear my reassurance, soaked in love. You are not abandoned, and this night is not wasted. My silence is never absence. While you sleep, I will work. I will tend the hearts involved. I will cool the heat in rooms you are not in. I will arrange clarity and protect your name. I will hold the hinge of the very door you think is fragile and strengthen it under my hand. You are safe in my keeping. Now breathe. Place your hand over your chest and feel the storm quiet. Whisper once more, I choose peace. Slow to speak, quick to hear. Give me the case and lie down in my care. I will be here in the morning, and peace will meet you at the door of the day. Amen. Listen closely, my beloved child. Morning has come, and I am in the same room. Feel the air calmer than last night, quieter because you chose to rest in my keeping. This is the test I set before you, soaked in love and meant for your safety. Peace produces clarity. If you can speak with calm strength today, you are walking in alignment with me. If your chest is not sprinting, if your words can line up in gentle order without scrambling for defense, if you can listen first and answer second, James 1:19 is governing you and not your wound. Here is how you will know the difference between peace and avoidance. Peace is calm, clear, and honest. It tells the truth without heat and without hiding. Peace does not erase what needs to be addressed. It delivers it in a way that builds instead of breaks. Avoidance is fear in costume. It is vague, delaying, and foggy. Avoidance procrastinates truth and then pretends the delay is wisdom. Peace says, I can look this in the eye. Avoidance says, maybe later, while hoping time will do the talking for you. Peace opens the door with a steady hand. Avoidance props a chair under the handle and calls the barricade discernment. Check your indicators now. Reduced urgency, last night's itch to prove has cooled, and you can wait 5 more minutes if wisdom asks. Clearer words, you can name what you feel in 1 or 2 sentences, without spiraling into every offense from the last 3 years. Willingness to listen, you can ask, help me understand, and mean it. Readiness to apologize, you can own your part without rushing to demand they own theirs. Ability to set a boundary without edge, you can say, I want connection, and this topic is hard. Can we speak at 3 p.m. for 20 minutes? And keep the dignity in your voice. If these are present, you are not avoiding, you are governed. Now, adopt the posture I call gentle strength. Shoulders down, breath steady, voice low and sure. Speak the truth without tremble or thrust. Choose short sentences over speeches, questions over accusations, clarity over cleverness. Do not match their volume. Match your identity. You are mine. Let your tone sound like it, clean, firm, and kind. When you feel the heat rise, slow 1 pace and let me step forward. You can be soft without being small and firm without being harsh. Here is your next step. If reconciliation is possible, approach with humility. Lead with ownership. I care about us. Last night I felt X when Y happened, and I paused so I wouldn't react. I'm here to understand and repair my part. Ask 1 clarifying question. Listen fully. Offer 1 clear request. If forgiveness is needed, grant it. If apology is due, give it without qualifiers. If repeated harm exists, maintain boundaries with dignity. Say, I value peace, and I won't continue this conversation with raised voices or insults. We can try again with respect, or we can pause longer. Mean it without malice. Boundaries kept in peace become bridges to better patterns or confirmations to change paths. Do not despise small wins. Choosing peace repeatedly retrains your soul. Neurons rehearse what you practice. Your tongue learns your spirit's new pace. Over days and weeks, your life becomes less chaotic because reactions are no longer steering your story. Conversations end with dignity more often. Doors remain on their hinges. I am free to defend you without first untangling your heat. This is the path, my beloved child. In the morning, test for clarity. If calm strength is present, speak. If it is not, delay with dignity until it is. Each time you choose my government, you grow. Each time you hold your peace, you give me room. And you will see, again and again, that alignment opens what anxiety could only bruise.